The choices and habits that we partake in on a daily basis can affect our willpower. And today I am going to talk about 4 different things that can affect your willpower negatively and how to overcome them. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Morgan with Morganlee Yoga, and I created this channel to help you learn to love yourself and start to lose weight from that place of love, and I think that starts right here on our yoga mat. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit more about willpower and specifically 4 things that you might be doing in your life that is negatively affecting your willpower. Let's break these down really quickly. When I think about willpower, I imagine a balloon. So if you blow air into the balloon, it expands, it gets bigger, it takes up space. And if that air comes out of the balloon, it shrinks down and becomes really small, and it can fit in the palm of your hand. Now imagine your willpower being like this balloon. If you put good things into it, into your willpower, it's going to get bigger. It's going to take up more space and have a bigger presence. And if you do things that negatively affect that willpower, slowly it decreases in size and gets smaller and has a less impact on your life. So let's break down what some of those things might be that you are doing that is making your willpower smaller. The 4 things I want to talk with you today about are: number 1, your quality of sleep. Number 2, distractions. Number 3, substance abuse. And number 4, emotional distress. Let's break it down and dive a little deeper. So number 1, your sleep quality. When you are tired and fatigued, you make poor choices. Your brain doesn't want to put in the effort to make better choices or to do hard work, so it will choose the easy route. How can we combat this? Well, get more sleep is easy to say, but let's be a little more specific. I recommend you set a specific bedtime. If you have children, most likely you have a specific bedtime for them. This should apply to you as well. It doesn't have to be as early as your kids, but if you tell yourself you are going to go to bed at the same time every night, your body is going to be able to expect it, and then it will fall asleep faster and get more out of your sleep cycle. So setting a specific bedtime every night will help. This also goes for waking up in the morning. Set a specific time to wake up in the morning. Our bodies love to have these set routines. They like to know what to expect. So if you go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time, your body is going to be more refreshed and better off. Hi. Your body is going to be happier. Hello. Have a seat right here. So if you constantly find yourself in a state of fatigue, maybe take a look at those sleep patterns and see if you can just adjust them a little bit. So number 2 was distractions. Specifically, I want to talk to you about technology distractions. Constantly having a screen in your face, whether it is your phone or the TV or anything, you're kind of distracting yourself. But those things can help you have less willpower, just because your brain doesn't have to be engaged as much when you are scrolling through different feeds. It kind of just slows down, and then it doesn't want to make good choices again, along with the sleep fatigue. Can you even see me here? Have a seat. Lay down. Lay down. We love her. Okay, I'll just sit up. Anyway. Down. All right. Sorry about that distraction. So, if you have a lot of distractions in your life, then it's going to be hard to focus on those choices that you want to make. How can we eliminate these distractions? Or not necessarily eliminate, but lessen. So, for instance, try not to scroll on your phone while you are eating lunch. put down the electronics, really focus on your lunch and enjoy the sensations and the tastes that you are eating. That will make you enjoy your lunch more, and you'll feel less likely to keep eating afterwards or snack later on. Something to think about. Notice what is distracting you in your life and just see if you can make any adjustments towards those. Number 3 is substance abuse. All right off the bat, you're probably saying, I don't do drugs. I don't have any substance abuse. That's not exactly what I'm talking about. Although, if you are doing that, that definitely is affecting your willpower. But let's think about substances that are less extreme, and these two particular substances I'm thinking of, everyone consumes pretty regularly, and they are alcohol and caffeine. Both of those have an effect on your nervous system. Alcohol, for obvious reasons, slows down your brain, slows down the functions of your body, and just makes you make poor choices anyway. So if you are regularly consuming alcohol, just be aware of it. It's not something you need to eliminate completely, but you need to be aware that when you consume alcohol, your choices are going to be harder to make. It's going to be harder to stick to the habits you want to have. So you're going to need to set yourself up for success ahead of time. If you are planning on consuming alcohol, make it easy to have a healthy breakfast in the morning when you're not feeling your best, or eliminate your snack options at night so you're not surrounded by a bunch of sweets that you will mindlessly consume while you are inhibited. Thinking ahead before you consume the alcohol is really going to change how you show up for yourself day to day. The same goes for caffeine. I notice a huge difference when I consume caffeine on my snacking basis and just how I feel overall. I tend to get a little jittery and like, woohoo, let's go do stuff. And that can fold over into my choice habits. I don't necessarily take that nervous energy and put it into something helpful. Sometimes I just waste it. So just be mindful of when you are consuming caffeine and how much you are consuming. Pay attention to the patterns that can be forming around your caffeine consumption. Are you regularly reaching for that diet soda in the afternoon, and that is triggering you to make other decisions based on your diet soda consumption? Like, you have a diet soda, so now you want to have a snack to go with it, something salty. Something to be aware of, notice patterns, and just be proactive about it. You don't have to eliminate the distractions and the substances in your life. You need to be aware of them and then proactively plan for those choices. And then you can have that willpower and be a little bit stronger. The last thing I want to talk to you today about is emotional distress. Emotions are hard to handle, and they can take over all of your thinking power and really drive you to make choices in your life that you will regret later. So I'm not saying like these are big, huge, life-changing emotions. If that's going on in your life, definitely seek out therapy as needed and work through those. But I'm talking about the day-to-day emotions that can affect us. Just by being a mom, I have a lot of different things thrown at me throughout the day from my kids. I have their emotions that I'm trying to handle. I have all the overstimulation, and then I have how I'm feeling personally about how I'm acting as a mom or how I showed up for myself earlier that day. And all of this can just come full circle, and by the end of the night, I could be totally done and just throw it all in and like, I don't care what happens anymore. I want the ice cream, which ice cream isn't bad. But I want to make that choice from I am choosing to enjoy this ice cream instead of I need this ice cream because I'm so stressed out. There's a difference there. So how do we combat emotional distress? Well, first of all, it comes back to awareness. Stop and notice these feelings that you are having. If you find yourself being like, I need this or I need that, then maybe you need to stop and think, okay, do you really need the ice cream, or are you just a little overstimulated and you need a time to have some quiet and be by yourself for a minute. Noticing what you truly need can help you combat that lack of willpower and get over. Now, if you take some time away in a quiet room, a quiet space to do some breathing and just undo all of that tension, and then you come out later and you choose to mindfully have a bowl of ice cream, I think that is completely different when you can be fully present and enjoying that meal. But if you react from that place of emotion, then that is going to bring in negative feelings later on, which can cycle out of control and lead to you making even more poor decisions down the road. Okay, so we covered 4 different things here today. All of them really come down to you setting yourself up for success, being proactive, making plans, and setting things up in your life so that you can combat these. Set up a specific bedtime routine. Make it so your body knows when it is going to get sleep and it will actually get the sleep it needs. Remove those distractions in your life that are not serving you, or try to decrease them during times where you need to be fully aware. Then take a look at your substances you are putting into your body, specifically alcohol and caffeine. We don't need to eliminate them, but we need to be aware of them and how they affect our choices, and set ourselves up for success by preparing ahead of time to make those choices easier later on. And last, check in with your emotions regularly. Notice if they are affecting your choices, and pay attention and see if you can give yourself the space that you need to deal with those. That is going to change on a day-to-day basis, and it is going to take a little bit of extra practice to start to realize. But if we can notice patterns in our lives, then we can definitely keep our willpower blown up, taking up space, and being active in our life instead of depleting it down to fit in the palms of our hands. If you want to learn more about willpower, then I encourage you to download my free willpower guide. I talk about what willpower is. I talk about even more ways that we are decreasing our willpower. And then I talk about several ways we can increase our willpower. And I think all of this information is so helpful, and it's going to help you reach your goals no matter what they are, help you stay on track, make better choices, and form those habits in your life that you are wanting. So please check it out. I will leave the link down below. Make sure you download that copy and get started on working towards your goals today. Thanks for being here. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in our next video. Namaste.